Well, Nights 1 and 2 did have me enjoying things and seeing many ways in which this has improved. XCOM2 still contains, very dear to its heart, several design paradigms that I hate. The game is currently muted because I am out of the window in the process of verifying something that was sitting very firmly at the back of my mind over, yeah, shut up, Shadow Voice. You're not important right now.
As a whole, Commander, we must do better if we have any...
Mitigating risk to follow an exact script. Yeah, there's resistance. Shut up a minute. Yeah, retaliation attack will now happen immediately after that. Shut up, I'm on the verge of throwing away this file. Stop and let me do what I am going to do. Novgorod is over here. The city of Novgorod in the Oblast of Novgorod is over here. Araxis didn't bother to fact-check rudimentary bits of geography. The rudimentary facts when deciding what list of names to put in the random name generator pool for each region. Let's see, that area over there, if I want to go in a little couple major city that's under what they're highlighting is this zone. Well, let's see, let me just benchmark here. So yeah, there's Kazakhstan. And north off of that into Russia, let's see. Major settlements are out about here. There's also that nice little inlet that I can eyeball off of. Let's see. Let's also just go ahead and throw on the music. Because having talked about recoverability from disasters and wanting to go in good faith about recovering from many setbacks and so forth, I am no longer interested in persisting on, at very least, the events of tonight on this save. By and large, I would consider rolling this back, perhaps discarding the file altogether, really. The next night may be the beginning of Run 2. Well, let's see, out in this region you can find Surgut. You could find Omsk. Well, out a bit of a stretch. It's a bit far south to Omsk, but that's nearer than Novgorod. You could almost find Perm, so kind of the thing about this region they've selected is that they have highlighted the middle of fucking nowhere and made it an important region here. Like this West Asia corridor. There is very little out in that zone in terms of settlement and population density. Like, your main transit corridor through Russia, through Central Asia, is down closer to a line about there. So it just kind of barely scrapes over the old Trans-Siberian. If you run along that. So yeah, there's like Omsk, Tumen, Kazan, maybe? The Muzak is on because I'm no longer engaging the game. Right, there are other people checking their own maps, and yeah, this is a stretch of blasted permafrost. Again, cold woods and this is wasteland. There's nothing here. The Urals are over this way. You can kind of see the contour there on the map. There are some nice contours on the texture for this map. It's a nice map. Yeah, there are more bears than men in the given stretch of land out here. If they had put this region over here-ish, there'd be all kinds of population centers for it to interact with. We're probably fine. I do believe what I have heard about how deeply you can scrape the bottom of the barrel in this and still limp along with the campaign, throwing more rookies into the grinder, but I'm just very dissatisfied with how this series of fights has gone. They decide to make the game more about guerrilla warfare, and they really pitch and market and go in on theming about making this about guerrilla warfare, and then carry on with a set of combat mechanics that punish you for scouting. That is a good metaphor to phrase a lot of the attitude that it's like a shitty DM at a table game who just spends all of their time baiting and switching and changing up the rules so they can power trip. The opening phase of most of these missions is, hey, go sneak around and set up an ambush, but then your ambush doesn't feel like an ambush. Yeah, why do I have to buy my rookies? when I'm running this guerrilla campaign. If I'm spending money, that should be when I go into the effort of getting a non-baseline garbage soldier. Squad size remains constrictingly tiny all the way through. I'll fly over to the HQ.
14, East Asia.
Yeah, art design should be about our shit being cobbled together from random bits of scrap for the most part. Stuff should be aggressively personalized and customized by all your... Oh, for 200 bucks I could buy a Lieutenant Grenadier. Or a scientist. This is veteran. This is the normal difficulty. This is the difficulty where the game is fudging dice in the background in your favor. You know what? Sure, let's scan. Don't care. Retaliate all you want.
I think I could have predicted this outcome, though it is intriguing.
Commander, the aliens aren't slow.
Don't care.
They got multiple
New
facilities
facility is
across the globe.
not my
Running out of
problem.
time.
New Grenadier finishes training. I'm gonna have to watch this stupid miniature
Continue to
cutscene
make progress on the Avatar.
3 more times possibly in order to push through.
Fast.
I have not reloaded. I'm gonna let this file die. Oh, we cleared that debris, very nice. Special bullets for advent troops, very nice.
Advanced Warfare Center now operational.
That's nice.
Welcome, Commander.
A pile of grenadiers is probably all you need to roll most missions.
If we're going to slow them down,
As long as you make sure to keep your explosives up to date. Good range, guaranteed damage, the ability to scooch around things.
While I recognize that you've been placed in a difficult situation,
I recognize that you've spent 20 years with your hands.
for the last month have left many in the Resistance concerned. Nothing short of a fast improvement will do.
I've been comatose in a tube with alien gizmos shoved up my skull. What's your excuse? Okay, there. I finally had my eyes on the bar at the moment that the intel actually went up for my gain intel scanning bonus. Oh, there's a nice little bit of equipment. All kinds of nice little bits. Just, yeah, plus 10 aim for one of your utility slots. That's good. It's a scope, but in bullet form.
Commander, the aliens are still moving forward on the Avatar project. Taking out that facility would deal a serious blow to their efforts. Commander, we're almost out of time. The Avatar project is entering its final stages. The only way we're gonna slow the Elders' progress is by destroying one of their facilities.
The Elders.
Fast, or everything we've worked towards will be lost.
And yeah, this Avatar progress stuff has been extremely manageable. Had I still fucks to give with the current file, I was in the process of... Well, I just needed to scrape up a bit more intel, then I'd go contact East US and attack that side. Oh no, alien victory is imminent. I only have 20 days. Guerrilla targets, that's nice. Why are you nagging me about the... I told you to fuck off like 3 times. I will go check the Memorial Hall to look at it.
Commander, the lab is currently idle. We're wasting valuable time and resources by not conducting any research.
So show some initiative, you jackass! Only you can make you idle.
Most of our new recruits have never worked in close quarters like the Avenger. Before the war, we might have had time for training, but now, they're gonna have to pick things up on the fly.
Ah, good. Gloria still died in Mystery Hole. Vanished from time and space. Okay, they're being sorted out. No, they're not. They're... Oh, by last name. There you go, timeline. Yeah, just let me scan till the world ends.
Commander, resistance forces in this region are in hiding as a result of recent setbacks. If you wish to contact them again, you will have to wait until they are able to...
Alright, that's another good mechanic to see. So of course a region can be pushed out of you if it takes enough harm and you don't be friendly with it. But then you can go get it back through the same efforts you used previously.
That you've been placed in a difficult situation, Commander. Our continued failings over the last month have left many in the Resistance concerned. Nothing short of a fast improvement will do.
And yeah, Shadowhead there. He's giving you all the same lines he did when he was the faceless face of an international council. Of covert, whatever the hell. He's just the same guy again. He just says resistance instead of council. Oh, with his hands up his ass. That's what I said if the mic cut out during that stage. You've spent 20 years with your hands up your ass. Maybe you should improve on your performance. Communicate with my fist, Resistance. Ready compliment or backhanded insult. Ah, the blue screen protocol is ready. Very good. Just in time for the world to end.
Loyal citizens, I stand before you truly humbled. So many lives lost, so many needless sacrifices endured as we have struggled to cope with those who would see our great coalition fall. Today our struggle ends. XCOM is no more. Advent peacekeepers have reduced the last of their strongholds to ashes. And with it, the fragmented remains of the old world are finally washed away. Thank you for your continued support. Thank you to the Elders for their guidance through this crisis. Long live Advent. Long live the Elders.
So, what was the Avatar project? If that's why I failed, why don't I get to see it wrecking my shit? Here's a fun little statistic. What a terrible failure ending. So what? How did I? Okay, I have to use arrow keys to go to these other pages. I can't click on that. There's no button, no mouse. No, it's arrows. Okay. These are some fun statistics. Hack rewards. Hacking is never a reward. Oh yeah, there's something I saw from looking things up through others. So, yeah, I kept calling the psychics wizards. They call the psychics wizards. All the different, like, categories you can get powers out of are different words for wizard. Of magi and mages and conjurers. They're just wizards. Here's your wizards. Enjoy your wizards. So apparently I was behind the curve on magnetic weapons. And armor, understandable. I kept trying to recruit other things that were less expensive at the time. I kept having the big blaring "this is inefficient research" warning on top of those very important items. Research feels terribly paced, that you just have that one slot in your lab that you drop things into. You can't... Even if you're effectively just doing your projects one at a time, when you have the setup where you lay a bunch of them on the table and set priorities and shift resources between them, you feel more like you can have, this is my main thing I'm doing, and here's the other tracks where I put the little side projects for tiny marginal benefits. I'll have this team doing the plot advancing thing, and this team doing the I would like to have better equipment thing, and this other team that handles the minuata of, alright, here's 3 more kinds of corpse I need to dissect, here's a little gizmo I want torn apart and reverse engineered. I also kind of don't like Intel. This is something Firaxis keeps doing. Like, I saw it, it's why I disconnected from Civ 5 so hard. Every time they came up with a new expansion DLC, they would have come up with a mechanic that involves a new currency that's disjoint from everything else you were earning before. And so it's another income track you have to manage that's completely separate from all the others, and you have no way, at a glance, no way intuitively walking in to judge how valuable this new currency is compared to the others. Would I rather have more faith or more science or more culture? Or more what have you? Because they all have this other huge grid of bonuses that you could buy into, and often there's very little sense that you could fluidly convert from one to the other, and ultimately if you could, why not consolidate them into one resource? Man, what a stupid ending. Oh, and this continue button is just there to page forward through the... Civ 4 was pretty good. Anyway, I'm gonna let those credits roll. Now I'm gonna go dig up the failure cutscene from the original game, from Enemy Unknown. From UFO Defense Enemy Unknown. Alright, here we go. Let me just set up a window capture. I mean, I could just as well, for the live audience, just link it in the chat and so forth, but I'd like to inject this into the video. Let me just quickly jab to... Whoop. That's grabbing the window, not the sub-region panel. In the old OBS. Whoop. Alright, this is going to be a weird size and resolution, and have lazily cropped edges and so forth, but don't worry about it. Slide that up. There we go. Hello, friend. So here we go. Here is a recording. Scale this up here while these names continue to scroll. Cut off the music. And let's go. There, you see, that's a bad ending. That's you fucked up. Yeah, there's also a cutscene from the PSX version. I've never seen that, actually. I only became aware of it as I went to look up that D version. Not just this new news broadcast of, by the way, we beat them! Hooray! We did it. Those damn juicy Advent burgers. So yeah, they have, here's your failure condition. We're going to introduce it early. It's this vague, ominous thing, and naturally I expect there's more story that unfolds as you go about fighting against it, raiding black sites, and it probably builds up towards what your final boss is as you move forward, or at least some kind of breed of late-game enemy that would become available. And letting this go off on its own is what will be the end of you and all of your chances of defeating the enemy. And then when you fuck up and let your timer run down and are destroyed, nothing happens. You don't get to see what this great, powerful, menacing thing they were up to is and why it would mean the end of you and the end of mankind. It doesn't appear to mean the end of mankind as far as that cutscene depicts. There's no signs that it's doing anything out of the ordinary. That's just, you failed. Like, that's the cutscene I would expect to see play when you lose a base invasion. That would be a natural follow-up to a thing there. That's, yeah, they just beat you in a fight. A decisive fight. They tracked down your base and shot you down, and now you're gone. Broke you on the snout, and so forth. Oh yeah, Terror from the Deep is garbage. The guys behind Terror from the Deep fell way down the hole of needing to make it harder. You see, as is the norm for any large software project, it also had its fair share of bugs. One of which, the most outstanding of which, that spent a long time never getting noticed, was your save file didn't properly record which difficulty you were playing on. Loaded a game in UFO defense. Pardon? The credits finished rolling after my game over, and I very briefly got to see the Geoscape UI still there intact, having not been unloaded, apparently, at any point during the wind down from that. Just that, who the fuck wrote this? Who built this software? No, so for UFO defense, the problem was the opposite. Every time you loaded your save file, the game defaulted back to easy. And this led to people believing, after starting the game on high difficulties and playing it on high difficulties, and then saving and loading and coming back, thinking they were still on those high difficulties when the game was actually now playing on easy again. The people played through the game actually on its lowest difficulty as was designed, that it had built into it, thinking they had played through on the hardest it could give them. And we're like, okay, you really should try to dial this up. We want more. And so they made everything far harder under the assumption that, okay, what we had made impossible before is not as tough as the audience wants. We gotta give them something stronger. And then, in Terror from the Deep, they fucked up and the bug was reversed, and every save file defaulted to impossible. I'm going to do another run of this. It's not going to start tonight. Tonight I am done. But next week I will be back at this for a well, it's something you can screw up because it's a very tiny mistake to make and very easily be overlooked. Like it's a single number in a single file being... That's a tiny error. Now the mic is gone. Orbish. I'm fatigued. I'll probably stream Armored Commander again. That was pretty fun. Patches not so much, but that's because that was from an era when patches were very uncommon. Like, this was before a lot of internet infrastructure was in place and in common use for people, so how would you even get a patch out if you developed one? The Gold Edition did not have a bug. Yeah, that was essentially the closest you get. If a re-release of a game was ever done, that would get the opportunity to patch things out. And like, if you get any of the mod packs that people have made for the old games, those fix that bug and some others. XCOM2. It still has problems, but I think I can enjoy it. Maybe. I feel bad for anyone who paid the full price for it, including the person who gifted it to me. I'm sorry. You put forth so much. Or that lots of people put forth so much for this. This is the state of the industry. This passes for something. There will be a next run. I am just being articulately mad. This is no Fallout 4, and that's the best compliment you could give how these aspects of it came out and are being handled. Only reiterates and reinforces how disgusting the situation is. Well, it's no Fallout 4. Nothing should be Fallout 4. Because nothing should be this. Fallout 4 should not be Fallout 4. Fallout 4 is something that consumers should not allow to occur. Anyway, that's enough of this. I could go on ranting, and already a lot of that is probably going to be snipped off of the eventual YouTube upload. Maybe I might even create some sort of truncated YouTube upload to throw along there. All you in the live studio audience got to experience me being mad about this. Quite mad, but I can still give it a chance. The fun moments are fun. It has potential. Anyway, good night.